Hello everyone and welcome to Zodiac Astrology. I'm continuing my series on the Nakshatra videos, and I'd like you to join me on this journey to take you over the sea of life. In the Vedic Hindu system of astrology, known in Sanskrit as Jyotish, the 27 constellations are not the 12 star signs of the zodiac, are the key to understanding celestial influences on our planet and on our person. These 27 constellations are known as the 27 nakshatras or stars, spanning 13 degrees 20 minutes each, and they are further divided into 4 padas of 3 degrees and 20 minutes. Jump in and journey with me on this Vedic astrology for the Nakshatra series. When we take a deeper look into the nakshatras, or the division of the sky into the signs, the rashis, the nakshatras, the stars and the padas, this is what we see. The zodiac sky is divided into 12 signs, starting from Aries and ending with Pisces. And each of these zodiac or rashi signs are divided into nakshatras, which are further divided into padas, and each rasi or sign has 9 padas and can therefore have 3 nakshatras in each rashi. The nakshatras represent the abodes into which the fruits of our labor, or as we say, our karma, is transferred and stored. The nakshatras then dispense the fruits of this karma depending on the placement of our grahas or planets and the bhavas or houses which are assigned to each of the rasis. Based on a person's moon nakshatra at the time of birth, Jyotish offers a more powerful or predictive technique compared to other forms of astrology. And we can see the details garnered here from the zodiac into the nakshatras, which are the stars, and the padas of the nakshatras, which are the Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. The 12 zodiac signs equates to 360 degrees. One zodiac sign or rashi equates to 30 degrees. One nakshatra measures 13 degrees 20 minutes, and one pada equates to 3 degrees 20 minutes. And this is what Vedic astrology uses as its analytical tool, its basic analytical tool to guide you over the sea of life. I urge you again to join me on this journey over the sea of life. Jump in and journey with me. The symbol for Megarashira Nakshatra is the deer's head. This represents curiosity, playfulness, movement, wit and boldness. And in many cultures, it's an old tradition for a man to bring deer meat as a sign of prosperity. And this is in the olden days, but there are many cultures that use the deer as a symbol. And in the Buddhist culture, the deer has become an important symbol of the Buddha's teachings. The Dharma Chakra, the wheel of transformation, depicts a deer sitting peacefully on a lotus. Dharma Chakra itself stands as a symbol of creation, sovereignty and protection. The wheel and the deer head symbol, therefore, became the standard emblems for establishments that transmitted Buddha's teachings. In China, the deer is a sign of good luck, happiness, longevity and fortune. In the Ramayana, the Hindu prince Lord Rama's wife Sita is kidnapped by the evil demon King Ravana, disguised as an injured deer. This leads to a war between Rama and Ravana, which eventually becomes the symbol of good versus evil. The deer symbolism is that you must be kind to nature and respect her and honor the abundance we have around us. Treat everyone and everything as our equal. Treat others the way we ourselves want to be treated. And in this symbol for for Mrigrashira, we have to learn. We have to learn the balance. We have to learn about what we can balance to achieve that honor, to have that abundance around us. And Vedic astrology, Vedic science gives you those lessons for us to learn. Lord Soma, also known as Chandra, is Lord of the Moon, and he is the deity here in Mrigrashira Nakshatra. And there are a lot of stories or mythologies in the Hindu religion about Lord Soma, but one of the most, I suppose, told stories is that of him and his marriage to the 27 daughters of Daksha. And the 27 daughters symbolizes the 27 nakshatras. But with so many wives, obviously, and during his time with them, he had a favorite, and that favorite was Rohini. And Rohini brought about the jealousy of her sisters because Soma spent more time with Rohini than each of them. So they complained to their father Daksha, who cursed him and said that he should die of consumption. But the daughters felt that that was going a bit too far, because then, they wouldn't have Lord Soma to spend time with them. So they asked their father, to lift the curse, but he couldn't lift the curse. But he made it so that, he modified his curse so that instead of expiring completely or dying, Soma would die temporarily and then rejuvenate in a continuous cycle, which is what gives us the waxing and the waning of the moon. And the Soma is also in mythology, the drink of the gods that gives them immortality. So, you find that this is the deity of the Megarashira Nakshatra. And we would find that, even though Mars is the ruler of this nakshatra, sometimes we feel to fight, and sometimes we are like a deer in the headlights where you just stay there and you don't know what to do, you don't know what action to take. And Mrigrashira falls in Taurus and Gemini, so that sometimes we have that bullish attitude, and then we have that attitude of let's just see where this goes, let's be flexible. So this is the deity that rules the Megarashira Nakshatra. Fixed stars of Mrigrashira Nakshatra falls within 2320 Taurus to 640 Gemini. And these are just some of them, and these again are the characteristics that could influence twins or triplets to be different, even though they were born on the same day, but not at the same time and to the same parents. And it can be that, the padas of the nakshatra, they fell in are different, or that the stars conjunct with their birth time are different. And these are things that could be an explanation as to why twins are different in personality or in what they wish to dream about or achieve, or even triplets, and why even two persons who were born on the same day at the same time can be different, because it makes a difference as to the degree that your planets or ascendants fall into. And here we have, a couple, well, quite a few fixed stars in the Megarashira Nakshatra, but one of the most known is the Seven Sisters. And in that fixed star, you would find that unfortunate you'd have the constellation, of the seven stars, and you can have accidents, blindness, violence. But there are other things that we can deal with once we know what the fixed stars give, that we can plan for and we can address once we deal with you and your specific kundali. And we are now going to deal with the zodiac characteristics of Gemini. I focused on Taurus and the fixed signs, so I'm just going to give you the flip side here with Gemini and what the Gemini characteristics can mean for you as a native or a person who has their lagna or ascendant in the Gemini part of the Mrigrashira Nakshatra. And you can be adaptable and versatile, intellectual and eloquent. And because Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, we talk about youthfulness of Mercury, the liveliness of Mercury. So that comes into play here. On the flip side, you can be nervous and tense and cunning and inquisitive. And then too, we can be bright, talkative, flighty, a dualistic nature. But in Gemini, the grahas, if you are a Gemini ascendant, Venus is the only benefic for you in your Kundali if you are a Gemini ascendant. And Venus is the owner of the 12th house and the 5th house. And those are the houses that can give you losses or power, And then Mars, Sun, and Jupiter are inauspicious for the Gemini ascendant. And that could be anywhere unless they are functional benefics. Saturn and Jupiter together behave in the same manner as for an Aries booth, in that, your creativity, your initiative, your want to do something, your gung-ho attitude is there if Saturn and Jupiter are together. The moon for the Gemini ascendant is the prime killer. Some astrologers replace the moon with Saturn, but moon is the prime killer for the Gemini person. And every Gemini is blessed with a dual nature, and it's represented by the tarot card, the Lovers. And there can be turning points for the Gemini native, where it often involves making a moral choice between taking the high or low road. And it encourages you to really weigh your options and to follow the path dictated by your personal integrity. And Gemini persons are supreme seekers of knowledge. And the twins, as we say in Gemini, gift this world with incredible communication skills. But if your Lagna resides here, the 7th Lord is Bhadak for you. The 7th Lord creates obstacles for you. And this is Jupiter. Jupiter in Sagittarius or Jupiter elsewhere. And we already went through that Mars, Sun, and Jupiter are inauspicious, so that Jupiter gives a double trouble here as being the Bhadak Lord or the Bhadakesh for the Gemini persons. And this here gives you an idea of how Mars behaves in Gemini, where you have an inner need for communication of all kinds and may have too many irons in the fire, as we say. You are alert, energetic, witty, and sometimes quite sarcastic. You speak and write as your natural abilities, that you have that natural ability to do that. You have a variety, a need for a variety. You can't do the routine. You must have a change of pace. You have excellent mechanical ability and you work well with your hands. With Mars in Gemini, the energies of a person, are manifested in the realms of ideas and knowledge as represented by the sign of Gemini and Mercury, its ruler. And there might be quite, your speech or your tongue, as we say, might be quite sharp and, possess a quick and cutting wit and edge to it. And you revel in a good debate because the knowledge is there. It's at the tip of your tongue, and you can be quite damaging to others through your words alone. So communication here, can be a bit trying for persons who have Mars in Gemini. And the combination of Mars in Gemini is particularly good for journalists, reporters, and politicians. The Vishnu avatar that is associated with Mars and the Mrigrashira Nakshatra, because Mars is the ruler of Mrigrashira Nakshatra, is Narasimha, the half man, half lion. And we went through the story in some previous videos on the Nakshatra series, and it all tells us, that when we feel we have it all, we really don't. Somebody is always bigger, better, or bolder than us. And we have to learn to understand when the gods gift us with something, when the gods gift us with beauty, with wealth, with good homes or good families, that we must appreciate it, because not everybody can have those things and not everybody can keep those things throughout their lifetime, as is told in the story of this half man, half lion, Narasimha, as the 4th avatar of Lord Vishnu. And it talks about Hiranya getting the power from Lord Brahma and misusing it, and not, even going so far as to stamp on person's religious beliefs. And then, Lord Vishnu has to come as this avatar to deal with him and take him out, as it were, because he had no care or concern for anybody but the power that he thought he had. And the power that he thought he had, he really didn't have it. Because as I started with this video and with this slide, it says that, there is always someone bigger, better, and bolder than you. I always thank God and Bhagwan for allowing me to share their knowledge that they have transferred to me, that I have sought, and they have guided my mind and my eyes to certain books and texts so that I can read and understand and analyze. I share this with you so that we can both grow and develop, and I hope that you have health, strength, safety until we meet again. See you next time. Bye.